everyone, it's Zadira, and I have something very special to share with you today. We're going to be looking at a new mod for Ark Ascended. We are playing, if you watch our live streams, we are playing on the Ark ASA servers, and they just added this mod. So I thought I would go over it for all of those who maybe are playing with it. And this way, you don't have to use your own resources to figure out what things are, what they look like. And I tell you what, it's kind of expensive. So hopefully this is going to be helpful. But it's called the Wall and Floor Decor Station. And you will craft everything in the wall and decor table. Let's see here. If I do wall and decor, there it is right there. You need 15 crystal, 10 metal ingots, 20 hide, and 35 wood to craft the table itself. It looks like that. It's really a pretty table. And it shows like miniatures of all the things that you're able to craft. So if you look inside here, it is overwhelming. There is so much to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all of the folders, and then we'll go around and I'll show you what each of the items look like. So let's start with the furniture folder. You see, I opened up even more folders. You have artifact pedestals. And so I'll kind of go over them a little bit, but like this is 15 crystal, 80 stone, kind of the same thing. These are all pedestals. So you can kind of, if you stop the film and look, and if as I go over these, if you want to see what they cost. But once you make your table, you'll be able to see. So we'll show those, and then we have the Chibi cryopod stand. It's a display case. It looks like that. You have creature bowls. I call these more, this is an aquarium, and this is like a fish bowl kind of thing. So these are, you need raw fish meat. And these, see, you need 25 metal ingots, 250 crystal. None of these are cheap. These all are pretty expensive to make, but it makes you appreciate everything, and it gives you something to do in game. There's also a folder of flowers. We have cactus. We have this little snail, another snail, and a little orchid, and a mini cactus. And then we have lights. These are more like torches type lights and braziers. Here's a floor brazier. We have a standing torch like that, a standing torch, another standing torch. This is a fireplace. A lot of the furniture or I'd say most of the furniture is modern in this mod. There's another floor brazier, a wall torch, fire bowl, and a fire bowl base. And like I said, you can see how much they cost. That's like only cementing paste and stone, cementing paste, stone, and wood. So those are all pretty cheap. We have chandeliers. These are all different than these. These do need power, so you need electricity to burn for the chandeliers. And then we have LED lights, and I'll show you all of these here in a minute. They all take like crystal, cementing paste, 75 metal ingots. So like I say, it's not cheap to make each one of these things, but that's okay. So we have lights, and then we have rugs, 4 different kinds of rugs. You need wool for some, keratin for some, pelt for some. Shelves, we have all these nice little shelves. I'll show those in here in a minute. And small decorations. We have a cutting board, plates, kitchen jars. These I would call more canisters, is what I would call these. There's pots and pans, clocks. We have a horseshoe. You hang that over your doorway, I think, for luck. Yeah, it says over there, decorative horseshoe. Maybe it'll bring you luck. There's an empty pot, and then some square plates, just plates, a piece of bread, and I'll show you that with this various veggies, and a cornucopia. Then Viking cutlery and a drinking horn, skull, a decorative drinking horn. Enjoy your mead or apple cider. And then we also have all these figurines. I've made each one of these, and I'll show all of these. They all take metal ingot, like 30 metal ingots for those little things. but they're so adorable. My gosh, they're so cute. Okay, then you go to rooms. That was just the furniture. This is rooms. So you go through, you have a bathroom. This is all, I'll show you everything. Here's rolled up towels. You have a soap dish with soap, toilet paper, bathtub, all of that. I'll show you that here in a minute. Japandi set. It's very pretty. There's a bookcase, a chair, a bench, and a table. Oh, let's see, kind of, those take pretty much metal ingots, thatch and wood. Yeah, metal ingots. That's pretty much. And then we have a whole bunch of kitchen stuff. There's a really cool stove. There's a cooking pot. And then you have kitchen and kitchen stuff. Kitchen stuff is the corner cabinet, a cabinet with drawers on it, and then a cabinet with doors and a sink, and then you have a freezer and a refrigerator that go together. I'll show you those. And those it's electronics. It's like a normal refrigerator, a Arc refrigerator. There's a leather set. We have a glass top table, a leather top table, a rustic sofa and a chair. We have modern bedroom set. You have a nightstand, a single bed, and then these little dark wood tables, side tables, and then two double beds, a modern bed, and then this bed has the ASA sheets on it. It's really awesome. And I'll show that. I have all of these items out for you. So we have, this is the dining set, a modern wood chair, a modern chair, and a dining table. I really like this dining table a lot. And then the Rococo or I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's very, very cool. There's a table. It's a decorative table. There's a chair, another hassock. It looks like a table, but it's a hassock, and kind of like maybe a coffee table, could be used for a coffee table. And then sofa and an armchair for that set. So as we go through here, you'll see what each item takes to make them, and then we'll show them here in a minute. So here's a fireplace. It's a big Viking fireplace, and it works just like a regular Arc fireplace. We have a bench and a table. So now we go back again. That's rooms, and then here's stained glass. You have blue stained glass, and these are all the different structures that you have in Arc. You have the foundation. You have the sloped stained walls, so you can make your whole entire house out of this stained glass. You have pillars. See, that has with white marble frame. You have door frames, all of that. So you have them in blue, in green, and in pink. And each piece takes crystal, metal ingot, and cementing paste. So that's 3 different types of stained glass. And then you have these motif walls. I only made the butterfly, but they all look similar. They're the size of a door frame. It takes 15 crystals, some cementing paste, and metal ingots. And they're just so cool looking. But they're the size of a door frame. A wall. Sorry about that. A wall. Okay, so that's the stained glass. And then we have statues. We've got dinos on pedestals. I didn't make all of these just because they're pretty much the same. I made a few so you could see. Okay, and then we have the hologram bosses. These are expensive because they take 50 black pearls, but boy, they're so cool. But there's the manticore, the megapithecus, the dragon, broodmother, and the overseer statues. So that's very cool to have in your base. And then we also have the outdoor. These, we'll show these here in a minute. There's the stego, the rex, raptor, parasaur, kintro, frog, and turtle. I don't think I did all of those, but we didn't do all of everything, but you'll get the idea of each item. And then let's see, we're down to storage. This is a storage chest here. Another storage chest, takes metal ingots, wood, and all that. Then we have your explorer notes. You know, the kind of the explorer notes that you find like on the island. These are the containers. So here's the large. It's a Diana. Medium. Those look real familiar, right? and the primitive. And I'll show those here in a minute. We also have glowing storage totem. I'll show that. I think it might hold the most items. I'm not sure. And then item specifics. These are so cool. There's one for saddles. There's one for weapons, an armor cabinet, and a blueprint to put your blueprints in. And then let's see here. Next is the wall decor. We have flags. All kinds of flags. I'll show those. Framed photos. We'll be looking over those. There's all kinds of different ones. And then framed pictures. This is just a frame like for your canvases, vanilla canvases. You can use those frames. There are these icons. I don't know. I don't understand really why they're called icons. There's these big things you can place on the wall. It says to give a vibe, or a scorched earth vibe. Got a misprint there. Vibe to your base. And then this is also to give a scorched earth vibe to your base. Same thing here. These are, if you go in some of the caves, you'll see these on the walls. And then we have maps, lots of different maps with different, really, they're the same, except they have different frames and different sizes. And then trophy heads. We have base to put in your base. And these are just the normal animals that you find in Ark. It says paint it before mounting on a wall mount to add your own unique look. So these are paintable apparently. And so we have all kinds. There's saber. I think it's almost every animal. Megalosaurus. These fish are cute. Spino. There's a Therizino. Woolly rhino. And you can see there that these items as I'm hovering over them. Like this one takes a megalodon tooth. This one takes Megalonia toxin. So whatever animal they are, you have to have a gigaheart to make this car. And an Argentavis talon. So it makes sense, right? Some of them don't. Like here's a direwolf is only hide and pelt. Okay, so then you have bosses. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Broodmother, you have all the broodmother. You have to have the trophies to place to make these. They're decor. And it says, see, the good thing about these is that you can bring these up to your map, to another map where you can't with a regular trophy. You are not able to take those trophies, but if you make these trophies, you can take these to other maps to show that you did them. Same with the dragon. Same with the manicore. They're all the same. You have gamma, beta, and alpha. And then the megapithecus. So that's cool. I always wish once you do all those battles that you want to take them with you, but you can't. They won't let you put them in the obelisk. And then, so here's Scorched Earth. These are the dinos from Scorched Earth since they've added those. Look at that little gerbo. I've got that one to show you. And there's the Thorny Dragon. So it takes chitin. And like the wyverns take talons. Like the lightning wyvern takes lightning talons. So you'll have to go actually kill them to get the trophy. And then that was trophy heads. This is trophy mounts. And these are mounts that you can put your trophy heads on. You can attach them to. And I'll show you some of those. And I think that might be it. Don't think I talked about this. This is a watering trough. Put food for your pets in this and they'll automatically eat it when hungry. But it says it's a watering trough. But I think it's just like the normal food trough. And I think that's all. I could have missed it very easily. But let's go ahead and start doing the fun part. Let's take this backspace off. So we looked at plants. And here's some of the plants. And you can see you have a cactus, but you can get it all in different sizes. These are all the different sizes. And then you also, let's see here. If I put my backspace on, see right there on my wording in the middle where it says settings, right above that you'll see a little gear sign. So anytime you see the gear sign, it means that you can actually apply different settings to that object. So let's open this up and you'll see there's the gear. Some things have settings and some things don't. Let's click on. So you can change the pot material on this particular one. Yeah, you can just change the pot material. And so most of these, if you can change the materials, it'll be these materials. That very seldom does it change. They're all the same. So like if you want to change it to that, you can. And I have, you'll see I have like different items have different settings so that you can kind of see. But it's easier to see with the, see there's the blue. On this big one, it's easier to tell. So this cactus is the same thing. You'll have different sizes and you'll be able to change the pot settings. And then you have an empty pot also. Okay, next we have the Chibi cryopod stand. Let's see here. There we go, display case. And you can put your pets in there. See, I have my Rex. It says you can adjust the rotation. And I think that might be everything in here. Let's you see, you can pet it. So I'll show you how that works. Okay, I took it out. Let's see, I have my dire bear in a cryopod, so let's put the dire bear in. Ooh, I didn't remember him being those bright colors. Wow, okay, he's an IS dire bear, but I don't think that's his right colors. Let's see if we can pet it. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah. That is very fun. So that's just out of my cryopods. And then you can also do your chibis on that. And then that stand, I believe, maybe I need to take the bear out. Then I can look at the stand. Well, it says what I can put in. Let's put my, there we go. There, Zeno didn't change color. It doesn't look like you can change the bottom. I was trying to see if you could change the bottom, but I don't think you can. Let's go out this way before we head on to the back. These are the artifact pedestals that you can do. And each one, you can change the different... No, I take that back. There are two that you can change. The ones that are gold, you can change these. Like this is the... I see that Argent. He may come over and get upset with us. These you can change the colors, but these you cannot. None of the rest of them you can. But aren't these cool? I mean, these are just... Okay, come on. No, 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 no. Don't get mad at me. I don't want to mess with you right now. Go away. Oh, well, while I'm here, I'll show you. There's the horseshoe that you can attach for good luck. And then this is the little Rockwell storage chest. That's one of the Explorer note containers. These only have 50, is that right? 50 slots, yes. I want to show each one and what they have. Okay, maybe he'll stay away. So anyway, these are so cool to have different bases for your artifacts in your house. These are especially cool. Can you imagine these would be cool like on the side of a castle or a big house? Wouldn't that be awesome? But these gold ones you can change to these other textures that you see here. Pretty much the same textures apply to everything. Let's go on ahead and go out here. These are the little LED lights that I showed. And this is so cute because little Aggies has it's lit up, and then there's a fish and a trike. It's hard to see, but it would be really cool to see those at night, wouldn't it? Now these you can tell the difference, the ones that are lit and the ones that aren't lit. I took some of them off so you can see the difference, and you can just make all kinds of designs. Wouldn't that be cool? Those are LED lights. This is the little, it's like a goldfish bowl kind of, or it's really like a snow globe, isn't it? And it's an otter. He's got his fish and his eggs. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. You can have that in your base. And then here's Equus, and he's running, and he starts galloping. There's carrots he can eat in there. They are so well done. And then this is the big fish tank. There's a little bit of a glare, but you can see there's a shark up there. And the sign says, "Don't tap the glass." Yeah. And there's a raft that's sunk, and then there's trilobites. There's everything in there. Isn't that awesome? That is so fun. That's the size they are. And you can't really do anything with them, I don't think. I'm not remembering now. Okay, so then let's go back in the house and we'll head over here in the corner of the living room. This is the living room setting. You get a couch and 2 chairs. This is the modern fireplace. Isn't that something? That's very cool, isn't it? Yeah. And then these are all the little figurines. Let's definitely take off the backspace for this. See all these little figurines? Isn't that neat? So there's a Therizino and a penguin, snail, little monkey. So cute. Aren't those adorable? They look like real little toys that you could play with. But that would be so fun to decorate around your house with those. And then over here we have the glass table, and this is the all of the little veggies and the bread, and they come in different sizes. The veggies come in all different sizes, and you have squash and pumpkins and things. And then this horn is the horn for to drink your ale. And then that's one of the clocks, and the clock comes in, I think, 3 sizes. Then we have our chandeliers up here. These are all lit. They take power. That's one. That's one. And this is one. So here's the dining room set. Here's, you have 2 different kinds of chairs. The wooden one, and these have a little bit of upholstery. Then you have plates and you have utensils. I think those are more for grilling with, though. They don't, they look kind of dangerous, don't they? But this is the dining room table. I think that's really pretty. And that's the orchid that you can sit on the table. So that's all with the dining room. And then these are all the rugs. I was very disappointed because you aren't able to paint the rugs, or I wasn't. Oh, this is a wooden table with the leather on top. Almost forgot. But these you can't resize the rugs and you can't paint them. But hopefully, I don't know, maybe we can eventually. But these are the furry rugs. Aren't those cute? Oh my gosh, they look so soft. This is the polar bear. And this is, I think, a wolf hide, and this is a sheep here. And then this is the other rug. And I would love to be able to paint it, but I could not figure out how to paint it. If it's paintable, let me know if you can. So here's the refrigerator. The top is a freezer, and it's separate. Let's see if I do my backspace for a minute. It is powered with electricity, and if you open it, it has 100 slots for the freezer, and then the refrigerator has 150 slots. And it works just like a regular refrigerator. Now the freezer, I did not test it. It might be colder. I know we had a mod on Evolved that it had a freezer and a refrigerator, and the freezer actually kept things colder longer, but I did not test it. Now this is the cooking pot. That we have 2 of these pots, but one of these is when you have the skillet, and then it turns into this pot. So these are decorative. But this one, it attaches to the stove. It will just sit on top of the stove, and it's like the cooking pot, just like the cooking pot. Let's turn on our backspace. It says cooking pot turn on. That's the oven. Oh, that's so cool. And so if you look at the inventory, it's just like a normal cooking pot. It has all the crafted foods. You have your kibbles and your veggie cake and all that. So it's just like a cooking pot. And I don't know. I have not tried it to see if it's quicker or faster or works better than the old cooking pot. I don't know. But one thing, does it have dyes? Yes, it does. So I'm curious. Yes, it's showing it has water. Yeah, so you don't have to add water. That's better than the cooking pot because you do not have to add your water skins. It's already got water. Oh, I love that. Wow, I love that. Okay. So then here's the oven stove, and it's the same way. It's just like the campfire or fireplace. And then, like I said, these were decorative. This frying pan comes on the stove. These are different counters. You can see the wording is changing as I go over it. That's the kitchen sink. That's the kitchen cabinet. That's a kitchen cabinet. It says drawers, kitchen drawers, kitchen sink, kitchen cabinet, kitchen drawers. They're all separate, but they snap together real nicely. See, these two right here are the oven or stove, and then that's a separate one there. And then there's a corner one that sits in the corner. So isn't that wonderful? I love that. Now each one of these, you're able to change the bottoms, all like I was showing a while ago, all of the same type materials. You can change them all. Like you can change it to black marble, to that wood. It can be that wood. It can be solid white. That's a little bit bright. There's blue, and this is just normal stone is what I have. Kind of goes with the brown. And then at the bottom, you can change all of the bottoms to dwarven marble, base material, blue, white. That looks pretty, doesn't it? And then that dark brown. So I put wood on mine, but you can change them all up. Isn't that neat? And then here's a cutting board with some more of those utensils. The cutting board seems just a little bit big to me, but I don't know. I don't think you can do anything with it. No, you can't do anything with that. And then you have the sink, and you do have to have it connected to water. Not connected, but you have to have, like normal art now in ASA, you have to have water available. And so once I had the tap put in outside and had water coming to the house, then I was able to get a drink out of it. And you're also able to put your items in here to fill them. You can put your containers in there to fill them. And then here's some more of the bread on plates. These are some brown plates. See, can you change the plates? Nope. With the bread on top. Doesn't that look good? They look like they have raisins or something in it, doesn't it? That looks good. And then here's the little shelves. So adorable. And I put some of the little figurines in the shelves, so you can put anything in these shelves. Let's go ahead and do these down here. These are some of the planters. And again, you have 3 different sizes for each one. You have 2 different snails. You have a snail with the pink flower and a snail with the little greenery. And so each one, you can make it come down to different sizes, large, medium, and small. And see, there's this shelf. I put the little equus and the duck in there. It's a square shelf. And then this is a shelf. You probably might need something taller and bigger to look right, to look correct in that one, wouldn't you think? But look at that little monkey and that penguin. They're so adorable. They're so well done. So cute. So then let's go here. We'll start over here. This is it's called the glowing storage totem. And you can change the glow color to, I think right now I've got it lava. Can't tell, can you? Let's see. And I couldn't figure out, I wasn't sure where the front or the back is on this one. Let's see. Purple? Oh, down at the bottom. Oh, I see purple now. Yes, I see purple. And then let's change it to blue. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. And at night, it probably looks really cool. But this one actually has 300 slots, but it's storage. Isn't that funny? That's something to put your storage in. All right, let's go down the hall here and check out the bedroom. It's very dark in here. Let's see. Do I have any lights in here? Thought I did. Turn on this one, maybe. Make sure it's on level 1. Well, that helps some. Must be getting dark outside. So this is one bed called a modern bed, and then there's a little nightstand over here that matches. Let's see how many slots is in this. You have 50 slots in this nightstand, and it all matches. And this is the single bed. None of these are paintable. I tried painting them, and couldn't paint any of them. So these nightstands are very cool. They're called just tables, little tables. Oh my gosh, they're so intricate, the detail work. And this has 150 slots. This one is different. This one has 2 drawers, and this one has 1 drawer. So this one only has 50. So it's according to how many drawers they have, right? I guess. And that one has 100, yeah. So that, of course, that makes sense. And then look at this bed. Isn't this fun? Ark Survival Ascended. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh man. Very, very fun. You could decorate your whole house in those colors. So those are the 3 beds that you get with the bedroom set, and this is all the items you get in the bedroom set. And then you have your bathroom. So let's see. I don't think we have a light in. Yeah, we do. Let's see here. That on, but we don't want it too bright. Okay, on number 1. Okay, so you come in the bathroom, and none of these things are paintable, and I couldn't see that you could paint any of them. This is there. Oh, I didn't show that there were 3 sizes of these rugs, but I think you got the idea. In the living room, there was that big one. This is the medium-sized rug, and then this round one was under the dining room table. But this is the sink. And let's see. I don't think you can get a drink out of this one. And you can't do anything with it. I don't think you can. And like the shower, I thought maybe we could turn on the shower, but you cannot turn on the shower. But it's cool, huh? Isn't that neat? I had a hard time turning it. I couldn't actually, it was difficult to get it to turn the way I wanted it. So just be aware of that. And then here's this real cool little, looks like teak shelving. And then you have these cups sitting in a tray, your toilet paper, your rolls of towels, your soaps dispenser, and soap dish, so you can always have nice clean hands. And then here's the bathtub. You can sit in it just like a normal Ark bathtub. And then this is one of the stained glass walls I was telling you about, the motif that had, I think there's 4 available, and it's the size of a wall. And this is what it looks like. I thought it was a kind of a fun way to partition this part off. And this is the door frame for the blue stained glass. This is the blue stained glass. And I'll show you more of the stained glass here in a minute. And you do have the toilet, and it says, nope. It says, oops, I don't want to do that. My goodness, that would be embarrassing. It says, disposes of fecal matter into compost and feels refreshing. So same as, just identical to the, wait, now can you change the colors? Nope. So identical to the official Ark ones. So that's the bathroom items. There's a whole folder on just bathroom. And then that was the bedroom. Oh, by the way, those who are watching the live stream, this is my identical house, isn't it, from building on Ark ASA, but I practiced and I built the house first on my single player and didn't have anything in it. So I thought, wow, that's the perfect place to go try out that new mod. So I'm doing that. And I think that made it kind of fun to have a house to put all of it in, except a lot of it wouldn't fit. Okay, these are called boss flags. So these are very cool. You can go up to them and change. You can either change the base or the bosses. So like the base, you can change the color. Well, unless that means the little, let's see. Yeah, it's those little pegs on the corners. That's interesting. Anyway, but the most important thing I think is you can change the bosses. Look, it has every single boss. The Brood Mother, the Megapithecus, the Dragon, the Manticore, every boss. Isn't that cool? There you go. Unbelievable. So I just put different bosses on different ones. These are the different sizes. They're all the same. Oops, I didn't mean to take a picture. I meant to backspace. They're all the same. This one's a hexagon. This is the kind of rounded square. And they can all be in different sizes. So these are what you have to choose from. And that looks kind of like a clay tablet up there, but they all have different bosses on them, boss flags. So that's very fun. Let's go on out here now and make our way. There's some things here. Here's the maps. That you can choose any of the maps that is available. See, like here's the Crystal Isles, Genesis 2. Let's try that. Remember Genesis 2? Wow, that's been a long time. Isn't that fun that you can change it to all the different maps? There's Extinction. Oh, wow, I totally had forgotten about Extinction. Anyway, so these are the different maps. So you have the different sizes, but you can change all the maps to what you want them to be. Well, that's very fun. Now, let's see. I think I put something over here because I didn't have. Oh, yeah. Here's the. These are some of the different trophy bases and the trophy heads attached to them. So this is the Thorny Dragon. These are from Scorched Earth. So you have the base, and then you have all the different heads, and you attach the heads to whichever base you want. I think I have some more over here. Yes. Here's the dire wolf. Look at the detail. Isn't that amazing? Here's the unicorn. It's got a heart behind it. I thought that was perfect. And then one of the bases without a head on it. So even just the base itself is very cool. Look at the detail on it, though. Very, very fun. All right, let's keep going down here. Now, these are the statues, and there's different types of statues. There's one. These over here are for your garden or yard decor. And I guess these are too, but these are just, they're called statues. And you can't change them. You can't do anything with them. They're just what they are. And there's so many different animals. Here's the dire bear. Here's the Bronto. Isn't that something? It's huge. Here's a shadow mane. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have the dire wolf, almost misting. He's howling. Wow, look at that. The texture. See his teeth? Gosh. And then over here, these are they're called yard. I don't think this one is. It's just a statue. Cute statue. Yeah. But these are called for the yard. If you look at it, when you look under the folders, it'll say for your garden, I think. But you can't. Well, here we need to look. You put it down. Let's see. Let's pick it up, and then when you place it, it'll give you different options. And it's really good. Like I say, these go kind of in your yard. So see down at the bottom. Oops. Let's try this again. Down at the bottom, you can, if you choose R, if you press R, it's going to change to different ones. So there's the leaf, dwarven marble, dark stone. So those are the ones you have. And this, let's see. I'll put it on the original one. This is the original one. See, it's very cool, isn't it? And then this is the what did it call it? It was statue leaf. The leaf statue. I think that's very pretty. Isn't that pretty? That would be really pretty in a zoo or in a park. So pretty. And then this is a texture. Dwarven stone. Oh, that's a doughy. That's a real doughy. I was like, what is that? He must have got stuck. And then this is the dwarven marble. All of these come in all of those different materials. You can just choose which one you want. And this is the dark marble, I think. Dwarven marble. Here's another one. Dark stone. That's dark. The Rex doesn't have the texture. I'm not sure why. It's the only one that didn't work. It also has all the different materials that you can choose, but none of them seem to work. So anyway, so that's a lot of the statues, and then we have all of these fire bowls, all different in the lighting section and on the folder. Now, this I'm not sure about this, and somebody else may be able to fix it better. I could not get the bowl to sit up on the, this is called a fire bowl base. I couldn't get the fire bowl to fit on the base. So I don't know if that's something they're looking at into, or the single player sometimes just does not work correctly. I'll tell you that. And then we have the floor brazier. And these also, this one also, I had trouble placing these two. I wanted this design to be on the front, and I had a hard time getting to place it just right. It wanted to be sideways. Same with this, I think. So just know that as you're placing it. And then this is the floor brazier. This is the watering trough I was talking about. Now, it's just like, it just has all the same identical settings as a normal arc feeding trough. So it's nothing new about it or different about it. It has 120 slots. It's cool because it has water in it. Or kind of looks, ooh, do I have any food? I wonder if it puts food in it. No, I don't have any. I might, like it does on some mods. It'll look like it has food in it. These are they call them icons, or this is like obelisks. Anyway, they're the things that you see in the caves on Scorched Earth. There's some more over here, and they have different frames. See, these are the same pictures, but they have different frames. So be sure to try that. Now, these are all the cool statues. We have holograph, and for the holograph ones, you have settings where you can turn the color. So you can put it to green if you want, pink, green, pink, or blue, I think. And then that's Megapithecus. This is the overseer statue. And we have the manticore, I think. Yeah, manticore. I bet these would look really cool on your base at night. Here's some more of the icon looking items that you have to have a big wall to put them on. I couldn't fit them inside my house or in that building over there. You have to have a big wall to put these. They're so cool though. And then we have these statues with bases, and each one of these you can change for different textures, but I think they're only white and dark, maybe. I can't remember. Like over here, you have the white bone and the dark bone. Those are the only choices you could have. Here's the brood mother. I think there might have been a few more choices for her. But be sure to check, because each one's might have choices. But oh gosh, isn't he something? And then we have the Rex, and over here we have the dragons. And these, I think these are all three of the different textures, materials that you can use for the dragons. So anyway, those are so cool. And then let's go in my little building. This is Archaea. Instead of IKEA, it's Archaea, where I put things in here to show. And we'll just go around. These are some more of the statues, the pedestal statues. And these are the ones I said I did not make all of them because there's so many. But you can turn the pedestals black or white. The animals themselves, I think you can even do those, come to think of it. No, I think no, I don't think so. I think it's just the pedestals. But there's a most chops. There's a defense thing from Extinction. I thought that was funny that was added. And this is one of those Rococo tables. And it goes over here with this. This is the corner of the, how do you say it? Rococo? Isn't that elegant? Wow, it's elegant. So beautiful. And then we have these pictures. These are so cool. These are the framed photos, and they're all in different sizes. First, I'll show you. You have the large. This is what you get when you first place it down. You get this picture of the raptor on it. And then the small and medium and small. And so what you do is you look at each one once you place it, and you're able to choose the dossier for that map. Like this photo frame is from Lost Island. So you get to choose a photo frame for each map, and from that photo frame, you get to choose the creatures from that map. So our dossiers. So on Lost Island, we had the cinema crops, and we had the Armagasasaur and the Dinopithecus. So if I wanted to change, see, I could put it to the Dinopithecus. Isn't that something? So you have all of the dossiers from all of the maps. And you can make the coolest museum, couldn't you? And then, so there's the medium, and then there's the small. This one is from, does it say? This one's from Aberration. So if we wanted the, see, look, there's the glow tail. Yeah, there's the Shinehorn. That's what I had it on. The Basilisk, Parkanos, Reaper, Rock Drake, Glowbug, Ravager. Wow, some of those creatures has been so long, but I really like that one. Isn't that cute? So you have 3 sizes and all the different maps to choose from. Then here's this storage chest. It's just a plain storage chest. I wanted to show it has 50 slots. This storage chest has 50 slots. And then here's these that we were talking about, that where you have the Explorer notes. This one has 150. These cool. This one has 150, and this one, you can see in front, 500. But this one's expensive. My goodness, this one's expensive. It took a lot of black pearls to make this one, I believe, if I'm remembering right. But that's because it has so much storage. I mean, that's huge. So these, look at the detail work on that. But these are what you might come across on the island when you're discovering the Explorer notes. Here's the Japandi, I think it's called. It has a shelf, a chair, a bench, and a table. And then these are those really cool shelves I was talking about. This is the blueprint cabinet where you put your blueprints, and they all have 300 slots. This is for armor. Look at that. Look at that detail. Isn't that fun? Look, it's got a Christmas sweater. Oh my gosh. So that's armor. And this is saddles. Very, very cool. And this is for your weapons and tools. I thought this was interesting because there's a teddy bear up there with a pacifier. I don't know. And a basket full of toys, or looks like, I don't know. Those do kind of look like grenades, don't they? I don't know. Is that a frisbee? A heart frisbee? I don't know. That's for your tools and weapons. Anyway, it's really cool. They each have 300 slots. So it's a fun way to store your stuff. This is the Viking fireplace. Very, very cool, with the Viking table and the Viking bench. So you can put all your tribe members around the table. These are the fun fish on a plate. It says, take me to the river. Drop me in the water. Try me a river. I think those are fun. These are the little torches. And some of the torches take fuel and some don't. So this one does not. No, it says no fuel. So it does. So there's a few of them that don't take fuel, but some of them do, and I'm not sure about that. Now, this is the mannequin holder, armor mannequin, and it's very cool, but what's something interesting, I had it in a pose, and now it's not in a pose, but when you first put it down, it'll say press E, and it'll clone you. It'll clone your character. So I cloned my character, and now it says change pose. There's default. I want to change the pose. So you change, and I had it in that one. But when I came back in, then it set back. So you may have to reset it. But I love that. That's a fun way to store your armor or show your armor off, I think. And then here's another torch. And I think, oh, no, I was going to show you the stained glass. This is the different stained glass ceilings. Here's the pink, the green, and the blue up here. So, and you can make your whole entire base out of stained glass if you want. I was going to show you yeah, this wall torch. This is what the wall torch looks like. But I do believe, I'm almost certain I've showed everything. I might have missed a few things. But wow, oh, wow, what an amazing mod. Don't you guys think? I want to hear what you think in the comments below. Let me know if I did miss anything, and let me know some of the things that I wasn't able to do if you're able to do them, because that'll be so helpful to others. But a big shout out to Walls and Floor Decor. Gosh, what a fun mod, and I'm excited to put some of this stuff out. Be watching our live streams because Stephanie and I will be decorating our homes on our Arc ASA server and other servers as we go down the road. It's just so much fun playing with different mods, especially when they're such good quality. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.